what I think about 2025 engagement ring styles, and what I think we'll be seeing more of in 2026. I think customization is going to become standard. I just cannot see someone walking into a jewelry store in 2026 and buying something out of a case. I think certainly not when so many more women are being involved in the actual process of getting the actual ring. I think they're going to want to put their personalities into it. They're going to want something that is unique to them, and they're not going to want something that anyone else has. Furthermore, it's just becoming more and more accessible to do something custom. The technology has gotten better with CAD and being able to visualize the full ring on the computer before we even make it. And it's just becoming a lot more affordable. So I certainly see this as being the norm going into 2026. Next, I think we've kind of seen the start of it, but the rise of more vintage antique cuts and details are certainly, I think, going to become more and more popular in 2026. I personally think this is a revolt against the lab grown perfect diamond thing. We're going to want to see something a little bit more warm, something with a little bit more character, I guess I should say, something that's maybe not so quote unquote perfect. And a lot of these antique cuts like Old Mine, Cushion, Step Cut, Rose Cut offer that kind of old world vintage romanticism that I think is really nice. And then details like millgrain, filigree, geometric lines, stuff like that, engraving onto the actual band is a way to add, again, just more of a kind of like hand done and very traditional technique without it looking so perfect. And I think that there's going to be a lot of value placed on that. Certainly, I think we're going to be seeing things that are more bold and wearable. Like I said, with the rise of the thick bands, I think people are going to want something that they can live in daily. So durability will matter. And I think we'll be designing more towards that goal when we come up with engagement ring designs. So bezel settings, like I said, offer more durability, lower profiles, secure prongs, bands that are more comfortable, which is going to be a thicker band, not so thin that they bend, kind of that vibe. Asymmetry, I think, is also something that we can see rising in 2026. I think the idea of not needing to see that one big center stone and maybe even the two symmetrical stones on the side. What are the rules? Can we break all the rules when it comes to this engagement ring and create something super modern and very unique? And I love to see a push in that direction. I also think personal hidden details are something that's going to rise. I see this especially with men's bands where, like, say the woman's getting an emerald, we do a little emerald on the inside of his band. No one can see it but them. Engraving on the inside. I think to me, this is the antithesis of like that big lab grown stone, which is very like outward facing. Hey, look at me. This is very much about like, what is our love? What does it say to us? And what is a detail that only we know is there? And I think that makes it a little bit more special. I also think we're going to see more mixed metal. I even went mixed metal with my own ring, adding that gold band on the bottom because I just honestly couldn't choose. I love wearing both silver and gold.